Three, two, one.
Before we jump into these neighborhood tours, I wanted to give you a quick rundown of the neighborhoods we're actually going to tour today. So we're going to concentrate in the Choctaw area. Now, I know you see Choctaw up here and all the neighborhoods are down here, but this is just where downtown Choctaw is located. And Choctaw actually extends all the way down here. And so as you can see, the Choctaw area is to the southeast of the city, and we're going to be touring 7 different neighborhoods. And so I won't speak much more into that because I'm going to talk about each individual neighborhood before we enter it. So I hope that you enjoy this video. It is long. I will put chapters, so if you want to skip to a neighborhood, then you could just go to the next chapter and it'll take you to it. So without further ado, here you go. Okay, so before I turn into this neighborhood, I wanted to show you just a quick map of what to expect. Now, the neighborhood that we're going to be visiting first is Deerfield Estates, and it's off of Choctaw Road just south of I-40. You can see it here to the south of I-40. The next neighborhood that we're going to go into will be Asheville, and that'll be to the north of I-40, still off of Choctaw Road. But first, let's talk about Deerfield Estates. So I'm going to be entering from the south. There's no signage that says Deerfield Estates. You'll see that as we leave. But I'm going to turn into the neighborhood, and I'm not going to go down all the roads. I'm just going to really concentrate on the exterior just to give you just a wag of the neighborhood and you know what it looks like. Now, this neighborhood, you can see homes have sold. Let's see, 345, 250, 318, 340, and currently there's 2 homes for sale at 385 and 306. So if you want to be in the 300s, this is where you need to be. Let's get to the neighborhood tour.
Three, two, one.
Here we go!
Before we turn into the second neighborhood we're going to tour, I just wanted to show you a quick map of the area as well as just kind of go over some pricing for the homes. Currently there are no homes, completed homes for sale in this area. There are some lots available, and you will see those lots as we're getting to the end of the video tour or the video drive-through. We did have one home that just closed recently for $387,403, but for the most part, if you want to live in the Asheville community, you're going to be anywhere from the mid 400s. Well, let's see. We had one sold for $363. Okay, so let's call it the mid 300s, and then all the way up to, I believe there's some, mid 500s. But anyway, this is the information. This is the prices that the homes have sold in the area in the past year, and then the most recent. This one hasn't closed yet, but they're asking $387,403 for it. So without further ado, I'm going to take you through here. Like all the other neighborhoods, I'm not going to go through every single road and every single dead end. I'm going to take you basically just around the exterior. We'll go by the pool, so you'll get to see that. And then at the end, the empty lots that are currently for sale. I believe they're around $60,000 each. So if you have any interest in building a new home on a lot, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you. All right, before we enter the next neighborhood, which is Quail Glen, it's just across the street. This is the Asheville community, and so just across the street is Quail Glen. It's a little bit of a higher end neighborhood. Homes go anywhere from 6 to 700,000, and I believe these homes are all around 3,000 square feet or larger. As you're going to see, it is a beautiful community, and currently there are no homes for sale in it. But if you're interested in potentially moving into Quail Glen at some point, if you let me know, I could set up an alert, and the second a home comes available in any of these neighborhoods, I will let you know immediately. next community we're going to take a look at is called Huntington, and it's just to the northeast of Quail Glen. The homes in this neighborhood are in the 400s. It looks like high 400s, close to 5. I bet there's some $500,000 homes in here. But currently, there are no homes for sale. So just like all the other neighborhoods, if you want me to send an alert for you, I can do that. Just shoot me an email, sold@joeyblanco.com, or give me a call, and I'd be happy to do that for you. Let's check it out.
Three, two, one.
Here we go!
Three, two, one.
Here we go!
All right, the fifth community that we're going to take a look at is just off of Choctaw Road. It's called Forrest Oaks Estates. Now, in this community, homes run between 300, let's call it the high 2s to low 3s, or maybe mid 2s to mid 3s. And currently, there are 2 homes for sale as of the recording of this video. So, if you're interested in one of these homes, give me a call. Alright, we're going to continue northbound into Choctaw, and the next neighborhood we're going to tour is Whippoorwill Wood, Choctaw. That's the name of the addition. And so the homes in this neighborhood range between $300,000 and $500,000, I believe. Yeah, 353, there's a 310, and a 530. Currently there's one pending for 375. So no active homes are available in this neighborhood. However, one could pop up. So if you'd like me to set an alert, I could do that for you. Again, this is Whippoorwill Wood Choctaw Edition, and it's between Henny and Choctaw Road. Enjoy. The last neighborhood we're going to tour is Timber Ridge Pointe. Now in this neighborhood you could find homes anywhere from, I believe, the mid 200s all the way up to 444. So let's call it mid 200s to mid 400s. And so there's a big variety of homes that you can purchase in this community, and this community is still building out in this direction here. So this is the last neighborhood we're going to be touring. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please, if you're interested in this type of content or want to see other neighborhoods, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you back on the channel. Thank you.